The wrongs which we seek to condemn and punish have been so calculated, so malignant and so devastating that civilization cannot tolerate their being ignored.
The 20th century will be remembered, sadly, for mass atrocities, but perhaps even more significant is the 20th century pioneered the use of law as a response to mass violence. And the Nuremberg Trials are the critical landmark in this effort to bring to bear the rule of law and individualized justice instead of vengeance or new rounds of war.
There is no count in the indictment that cannot be proved by book and record.
The Nuremberg trial documents basically consist of the documentary record that was created during the prosecution of the Nuremberg trials themselves, which were 13 trials that were held immediately after the conclusion of World War II to prosecute Germans who had acted as major decision makers during the Nazi regime. So this is some sort of implementation program for military materials. Kampfstoff is simply...
There are hundreds of boxes containing evidentiary materials. So some of those might have been formally submitted as exhibits to the trials, but now it's this wonderful historical record of divisions and how things were organized during the Nazi regime.
It didn't come in one large donation. There are multiple sources. I think the main connection is graduates of the law school who served in one function or another for the prosecution.
And I refer also to Hitler's well-known order of 13 May 1941, which restricted the use of courts-martial.
So one of our graduates, Telford Taylor, organized the prosecutorial team, and that may be one reason why so many people from Harvard played critical roles in the Nuremberg trials.
Goebbels informed Fritschie of his decision to place the wireless news service within the propaganda ministry.
So for this school, it is particularly meaningful that we have this collection and we can make it available to the world.
As we go through these boxes, this is giving us a sense of what it's going to be required to prep.
The Nuremberg documents had been sitting in boxes in storage for many years. The paper has turned very brittle over the decades.
Essentially, it's a project both to preserve and to make this unique collection more broadly accessible. First, arranging the material, then scanning it, and then doing what we refer to as document analysis.
Roughly 300 to 400 people every day have been accessing our website, whether it has to do with legal questions, sociological questions, historical questions. You can follow the narrative of how the documents were introduced into the trial by reading a transcript that we've also put online as part of the collection. So you have a full discovery experience with the archive, and you can access it from virtually anywhere a computer is available with internet access.
It's a treasure in its comprehensiveness, first and foremost because of the importance of the trial, second because of the breadth and scope of the material that we have.
To encounter these materials is to see the worst that human beings can do to other human beings. And yet it's also to encounter the best that human beings can do in terms of holding individuals responsible and setting standards and norms for human conduct for the future.